All right, in this video, I'm gonna share some of the settings that I'll be adjusting on my TURO account. I'll go over some numbers, and I'll also share what changes I'll be making and why I'm making those changes for October. And hopefully this will be my best month this year. And it's been kind of a slow month. It's been up and down with everything that's been going on, but October already looks good. And I think that November and December are gonna be really good too. And I think Vegas is gonna crush it. After talking with quite a few of my customers, my clients here in Vegas, and digging a little bit deep on how they found my listing, why they booked my car, and also why I'm getting bookings at such a higher price versus my competitors who aren't offering. And I spoke to one of my renters today who rented my Corvette. They were down here for a family vacation and they all rented Corvettes. So they tried to rent every C7 that was here in Las Vegas. And mine by far was the most expensive, but here's some of the feedback that I got from that customer. Oh, and by the way, when I went to go pick up the car, which was an hour early, and it was super convenient, and luckily I was available at the time, I got tipped $40. And what I've been noticing here in Vegas, people love to tip. And I don't know if I'd be getting the same amount of tips if I didn't offer everything that I'm currently offering now. And that's why I'm doing this video, is to share some of the adjustments that I'm gonna make to increase my opportunity, the possibility of me doing better, getting bigger tips, providing more service, and keeping the higher day rate versus others. And again, I don't think that there's a market for these cars if you're offering less services, and that's usually what happens. I've been doing this for 7 years, and a lot of times when you start thinking about the holidays, you start thinking, well, it's the slow time. And I've done this multiple years and I've made that mistake. Thinking October, November, December is your slow time for vacationing, definitely not. But you think that as an independent business owner a lot of times, so that, I mean, for me, it was because I made that excuse to get a little bit lazier. And I've done that many years, not with just this business, but I can recall in the past 7 years that I started sizing down my availability. I started scheduling out my Thanksgiving, making myself not available, and that's affected my business quite a bit, especially in a business where you provide cars where a lot of people are traveling and vacationing. And so this year, I'm gonna make some changes for October, knowing that it's gonna help me with November and December to get bookings as well too. A lot of people who travel here to Vegas, they come here often. And what I've also noticed by traveling to some of these casinos, delivering cars to these casinos, and just walking around during the day, finding out who my clients are, who my customers are, who these renters are, I'm discovering that a lot of these places are booking up and doing more business, right? In the business world, there's more expos, there's more shows, there's a lot of things going on. CES is back and live, and I'll be showing up for CES, and the rooms are already booking up. So people are already planning to come out here to Vegas. If you're here in Vegas, I believe if you follow some of these settings and you follow my journey on how I'm gonna crush the market, I believe Vegas will crush all other markets in TURO. So even versus LA versus San Francisco, Orange County, and San Diego, I believe Vegas is gonna be the market that's gonna crush it all. So let me just jump right into and hit screen record on here and jump right into the account. First off, I wanted to kind of just share some of the settings that I'll be getting, or that I'll be changing. Some of the settings that I'll be changing. So I'm gonna go to the host page here, and I'm just gonna go down the list and kind of just go through it real quick. But I will share like the calendar to show you what's been happening. Now for October, I did have a booking for the 7 Series for within the 20th and 23rd, but that canceled. I also think I got another cancellation towards the end of the month as well too. So people are canceling, I am seeing that. But I'm also getting bookings. So I just came off of a booking on this 7 Series BMW, and now it's on to a next one, and it lands on a Saturday. Not that great. I've been getting some of these that land on a Saturday. I don't know why, but I already have for the next 2 weeks. I have those. So I definitely want to close the gap, and I definitely want to make sure my car is available for everything else down below, from the from the weekend of the 22nd and the last weekend, which would be Halloween. And I am going to be out of town, so I'm planning ahead this time. So what happened last month or the month before doesn't happen again, where I'm taking vacation and I'm missing out on opportunity and I'm missing out on revenue. So for pricing, I'm not going to do much. I'm going to leave my price high. I changed back even some of my midweek pricing or discounts and put it back high again too, because I noticed that midweek I have a lot of business travelers and they're not price sensitive. They're more service based, instant gratification, last minute people. So those are the changes that I'm going to make, but I kind of wanted just to share this page to kind of share. If you haven't seen any of my other videos or don't know any of my other settings, well, here they are. Basically, I'll go through them again. Auto pricing is always something that I do. And the reason for that is because my goal is to rank higher onto the search engine, the TURO search engine, as well as, of course, Google and all the other search engines. But primarily, I want to rank higher in the search engine for TURO. So when people are doing searches, I rank as high as possible. So here you can see recommended $64 on the low, recommended $326. This $326 just jumped up, so it's a little bit higher. So that's a good indicator for me, but I'm going to keep my price at $224. Usually what I would do is I'd put my minimum price set to the recommended price for the bottom. Actually, I'm going to do that right now just to stick with it, and I'm going to be changing the pricing a little bit so that or the adjustments, making adjustments to the settings to make it more available. And if it's price that they're looking for, price that they're not thinking about, then I'll be able to take advantage of that. 326, and that is set for a 7 Series BMW. And I'll share with you what other ideas I have on this. And so for the discounts as well too, I have it maxed out at 25%. That's the highest I can go on a 3-day. Let me just make sure, because I know there's been a lot of changes. So I'll go 33. Let's see if it'll allow me to go to 33. 33 and 33. Nope, 25. 3+ days discount can't be greater than 25. So we'll go ahead and just do it that way, 25. But you know what I'll do is I'll keep the 7+ days and the 30+ days at 33% off, especially that I have the high pricing, because I do want a weekly rental on this car, and this car does get weekly rentals. And again, I'm targeting for the holidays, and it's going to start off this month, and hopefully it'll roll off into next month where I get Thanksgiving, and then I also get Christmas as well too. So I'm going to keep the price high up on this one here. I'm going to go to, let's see, location delivery. So here's my first one. Right now, again, I still have my address set, my home address set for the airport. I tried switching it up and it's not working. I'm not going to change that again until I find a location right next to the airport. But honestly, I like this address. I like what it's given me. I added a few addresses, the Venetian, Wynn, and the airport, of course, which is also the home address. And it's all free. It's all TURO Go. Again, if your car is a BMW and it's a later model or it's a newer model, then you definitely want to hook up with TURO Go. It's all digital. You don't have to install any kind of hardware, software, or it's software based, web based. But there's no install. There's no hardware install. There's no software install. So here's my strategy is I'm just going to offer a little bit more to what I already offer now, because now I have the higher price. So for example, I want to make sure that the coverage is there. Now it says free up to 4 miles. Now I'm going to go just 5 miles. And I'll constantly move this up just to make sure that I have coverage. Now I don't want to go to 10 miles because 10 miles kind of gets me pretty far, although it does cover a lot of places. I'm going to keep it to 5 miles, and I'm going to do that across the board and keep it free. So that's it for location and delivery. Now we're going to go into, I don't know if I even have extras, unlimited mileage, $88, and then post-trip cleaning. I'm just going to go ahead and take off this unlimited mileage here. I'm going to remove that entirely, and I'll share what no one's driving past the allocated budget of miles that I give them. Although I did have someone go a little bit over on, I think, this car here. So I'm going to take off unlimited, but I'm also going to be able to change the mileage as well too. So for extras, all we did was delete the unlimited miles, and then distance included. So right now I have it set to 300. And again, this will help you rank higher. I don't have unlimited distance available. And so what I want to do is, again, I want to charge more. So I'm going to just give a little bit more. And again, the goal for this is just to rank a little bit higher. I've had it at 300 miles, and on average, people aren't doing 300 miles. And I'll share a booking that I just recently had where they drove 20 miles. And in a lot of cases, that's all they're driving. They rent the car for one day, they rent it for a couple $100, I pocket 110, and they drive it for 20 miles. So in that situation, I didn't even charge them for gas either because it just didn't make sense. They're a repeat customer, or they're potentially a repeat customer, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking at convenience. I dropped off at the Wynn and I picked up from the Aria, and so that's another added bonus, another added value that separates me from the rest. So let's go to distance included. We upped that from 300 to 350. Now we're gonna go trip preference. This 1 hour that I have for advance notice is absolutely, it's my belief that I'm killing the market, that I'm edging out the market, that I'm at the top of the market because of this. I'm getting bookings because of this. Primarily not just because of the ranking, but because of the TURO algorithm. And I definitely want to keep on or continue this conversation. So comment down below if you have questions about my thoughts or what I've seen with the TURO algorithm and how it's been changing dramatically, especially lately here. So I believe that by bumping this up, this categorizes me and shoots me off into specific transactions that they're tracking. So they're looking for patterns of people who are not looking at price sensitive. They're changing up the bar and they're looking for something that's instant gratification. And so my listing will pop up at the top. I also do believe that there's a trigger here that will help the algorithm place me in whatever list there is to promote my listing outside of TURO. So for example, there's remarketing that happens that TURO does, and I've seen them do it. Every tech company does it, but what remarketing does is when you visit a site and you leave that site, that company knows that you visited that site, how long you visited that site, has all the stats, and can allocate advertisements or promote advertisements on other pages that visitor who visited that site, TURO, goes somewhere else. So for example, if a renter was to go on TURO, they're looking on for cars, they see my car, or they just went to TURO, maybe they didn't see my car, but now they leave the site because they didn't pull the trigger, and now they're reading an article about a recipe for the holidays, right? And there's an advertisement. That advertisement could be TURO. Now when TURO advertises, a lot of times they'll advertise a vehicle. Well, that's where I believe where a lot of these advertisements or a lot of these settings will help TURO put me on that list of cars to present. I've seen it in the past, I've seen it with other hosts as well too, so I know it's happening. Is it gonna happen this holiday? I truly believe so. I believe this holiday, when things are slow for the general rentals, like economy cars, who's competing with everyone else who's buying cars right now. If you're in the market and you have an economy car, or you have a car that's similar to something that competes with Enterprise, and keep in mind, Enterprise and Hertz and all the other ones, they keep new cars. After a certain amount of years, they sell them off. So they get new ones. So they're gonna be getting anything right now that they possibly can get, new cars, because they have a commitment, and they'll be coming in and they'll be buying cars and they'll be promoting them, and they will be blowing them out for next to nothing. And here in Vegas, I believe that even that business will still increase, but because they have newer cars and they'll be doing a lot of promotions for the holidays. So here's a change I'm going to be making. I'm going to be offering 5-minute home location advance notice, and I'm going to do it for delivery locations. Whoops, let's see, home location, they can book 5 minutes, meaning they can get on that, book, and the car's ready in 5 minutes. Delivery location, 5 minutes. Guest location, 5 minutes. So this is going to be a challenge for me. I'm gearing up to be able to provide this, but I'm hoping that I'm getting back-to-back bookings. But most of all, I want more exposure, more page views on my site, on my profile, and on my cars. And so that's what I believe that these will show up. Will they get my car? Well, if you look back at the listing, my car is the most expensive, right? And I forgot to show you that I do have, under pricing and discounts, I do have this last minute booking pricing at 10%. Can I go higher? I can't go higher. So it's either 5 or 10 or none. So just make sure that's saved up there, 10%. So if the day rate is at $300 plus, if it's $300, 10% increase, that's $330. I get that 10%. I get those last minute bookings. I got one yesterday. The car returned today, and again, they only traveled 21 miles. I asked the customer what they did with the car. Was it a party, here for business? They were here for business. And it was a Monday to Tuesday, so it's downtime. The car literally just came back and went back out and made me another $100 plus a tip, which was kind of nice. So on this car here, I think we're pretty much all set. So what did we do? The biggest change was we increased the price because the system on auto pricing allowed me to. So I went and I jumped up, I believe, another $30, $40. And I'll continue to look at that and see where that lands. And if it goes lower, I'll lower it, but I'll base it off of whatever the recommended high is. I'll put my minimum at the recommended high. And again, here's the biggest one: advance notice, 5 minutes, last minute booking. So someone can actually book it right now to have to deliver it to the airport. Luckily, I'm only 10 minutes away. The good news about the 5 minute booking and the 30-minute booking and even hour booking, a lot of times the system still only defaults to 30 minutes to an hour. Even when I have it set at 30 minutes, I never got a 30-minute booking. It was always an hour. So I'm thinking 5 minutes does the same exact thing, but I think you rank higher. I think now it triggers a part of that algorithm that, again, will put you in a different category. So different priority level when sharing different vehicles, right? At certain times for a customer who is going through the process of looking or searching for a car. So that's the 7 Series BMW. Because my BMW X4 is pretty similar, it has TURO Go, this one, I think I kind of missed the boat and I priced it too low. I had it high, it slowed down, it was slow last month, and so now I'm gonna try to fill in the gaps. But if you just look at today, let me just share with this transaction. Today's Tuesday. It literally came back Monday, as you saw on the calendar. Just to share with you the numbers on this one, October 4 to October 5. Again, this person went out for a meeting and will be back and will be looking for someone like me because of the convenience. They booked it, they got the car literally, I delivered this car in 40 minutes from them booking the car. And so I already had this car available at the 30 minutes. And so that's how I believe I got this. Our total earnings was 110, but let's see what they paid. I got 110. TURO's probably super happy because it was a super transaction, immediate, instant gratification. This is the second trip for this person, and so that feels good. That looks good. The car was super clean. It's running really well, and it was the perfect car for what he needed for. He transferred from the Win. I dropped it off at the Win. He set it for the address for the home address. And he was gonna Uber all the way over to the airport. I said, no, if you're at the Win, I'm coming to the Win. And it's just a simple transaction, simple asking a question, simple communication. But they paid at the rate of $134. And then I got the last minute booking, which was an extra $13, not much, but it's a 10% increase. So $147 was the trip. Who knows? They probably paid $250 for the day for a meeting, but definitely well worth it to them. Miles included, 300 miles driven. I guess it wasn't even 20 miles. It was 18 miles is what they drove. So real simple. They went to a meeting outside the Henderson or right at the end of Henderson and came back to the Strip, to the Aria. So it went Win, Henderson, Aria. So that was pretty much it. These are the type of rentals that I'm looking at. This was a discounted rate, and so maybe I'll continue with trying to making sure that I pick up these 134s. So I already gapped it in there, 134. I guess I had 134 for the weekend. I upped my price for November for 178 because I definitely know I should be getting the 178. I kept the November 1st to the 3rd at 134. It seems like that's a good price to get, but let's see. Let's go into the settings. So pricing discounts. Pricing discounts. Let's see what the algorithm says. The algorithm says the recommended is 178, so my minimum price is 178. I'm just gonna hit save. 10% discount for last minute booking, and of course the 25% across the board. Actually I have 25, 26, 27. Same thing pretty much. And let's see, location delivery. I'm just gonna check these. I know I made changes the other day, and so they all should look the same except for the free up to 4 miles. So all I'm gonna do is go to 5 miles. And primarily because I don't want to go to 10 miles, right? 10 miles is a little bit too far, but if I don't get a booking next week looks a little bit slower than usual, then I am going to go to 10 miles to see if that offers. But I'm not going to discount. That's one thing I'm definitely not going to be doing, especially because of the holidays. I definitely want these long-term bookings, and I want that big chunk, that 33%, or, oh, that's what we were going to do, pricing discount, 33%, because I'm going to be fishing for weekly rentals for the holidays, for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. So I hope you guys are paying attention. I hope you're making some changes, especially if you're here in Vegas. I assure you that our market's way different than everybody else's, although it's very similar. And I know for Vegas, this is the market that I'm in, so take advantage. I know it's working, and I will constantly share my experience as I talk with my clients and dig even deeper as I do more research into figuring out why I'm getting these prices or why I'm not getting these prices. So let's see, 33%, and that's what they book for 170 or 7 days in advance. That's 178. Let's just make sure that that number makes sense. So if it's 178, right, and then that's times 0.70, oh man, why am I drawing a blank? 67, right? 67%. If that's 33% of 70, 80, 90, yeah, 67%, that's 119. And then at my 75% split with TURO, that equals out to $89.45. So let's times that by 7, 626. I guess that's not bad. It's a good deal for them. Times 4 for 4 weeks out of the month, 2504. Let's go with that. I'm not going to be mad if I get the 2504, especially during the holidays, but hopefully I get that. Let's see. So let's go back to the listings. Pricing discounts. So we already set that 33% at 7 days. So let's make sure we remember that so we can go across the board and change it. Was there anything else? Oh, we almost forgot the most important one. So distance included. We're not even done yet. We're not even halfway done. Distance included, no unlimited miles. We're going to go 350 just to edge out the market. 300 to 350 is not going to make a difference. And let's see, we're going to go trip preference. But before, what else did I forget? Extras. We're going to take off the unlimited miles, right? I've been getting this cleaning fee. Now that I'm seeing it here that I don't have it, I'm going to definitely add the clean. Well, let's delete this entirely. Remove extra. And hopefully that cleans up the system as well too. If there's any issues, we're going to go post-trip cleaning. And we're gonna go expensive, 25, right? $25. If they're gonna pay it, they're gonna pay it. If they're not gonna pay it, cool. Let's see, no, just this car. We'll look at the other ones as well too. So post-trip cleaning at $25. It's nice to get those. I've been getting those not every single transaction, but more often than not. So trip preference, again, one of the most important things. What I'm gonna be doing here is home location, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and 5 minutes. I mean, who can compete? Weekend trip, I'm gonna leave it to require longer trips. I always get longer trips anyways, but what I wanna do is I want to expose my listing even more and make it available for the algorithm to say, wow, this guy has the highest page views ever. These are the people that we're gonna advertise, because if they're gonna advertise and spend money, they're gonna wanna see the ones that have the highest page views. That shows that has the highest level of interest as well too. But since I just saw that, let me make sure that I also had that done for the 7 Series BMW. So on the 7 Series BMW, trip preference, 555. Whoops, good thing. No weekend or no 2-day minimum booking, so that we have the weekend all set up. Now, let's go into the Corvette. Let's look at that calendar. That calendar, I don't know if that calendar looks all right. Nope, looks pretty blank. It just came off of a rental. I did get a fat tip. I did make some good money off that one, $242. and I only have one booking for that day. This car has been making me some money, so I'm not mad at it, and I think I have an idea about this car. I drove it on Sunday, and I saw that there's a lot of nice cars. It's like a car show, but through the canyon, a canyon drive with a nice car, and I saw quite a few Corvettes too, so I think that's another point of interest, point of destination, and a good place to start promoting this car, and I think I'll have it. I got someone going out to Pahrump to do a C8 school. It's a school that you get to do when you buy one of the cars, and they'll be out for the weekend, so they're renting the C7 and heading out that way. So I believe I'm going to connect with them too and see what kind of deals I can work out. So let's go pricing and discount real quick. Let's see what my auto pricing suggests. 242 is the highest, and 57, which I've seen these C7s for $57. Because a client of mine said they had horrible experience with some of the other C7s that they rented, and rightfully so. You get what you pay for, or really you can't. I mean, you can't expect a car that's going to be in excellent condition at a Corvette at $57. Is that what it was? $57 was the recommended price. There's definitely something wrong there. So 10% last minute booking, 25% there. I am fishing for a weekly booking for the future, so I definitely want that exposure. And also because I have the high price as well too. Beta, early bird discount, 10%. So I also had to counter that as well too. So take out that 10% off of some of the numbers I mentioned before. That could make a big difference. I should relook at that. Location delivery. So I don't know if I made all the changes all the same across the board, but let's not forget the 5 miles. Again, I might go to 10. I'll go to 10 next week if it's not enough, right? But we'll see next week. And let's see here. So that's pretty much it for location and delivery. We're going to go to extras. Again, we're just going to delete the unlimited miles so that when it presents itself, it only presents as post-trip cleaning. A lot of times there'll be unlimited miles in post-trip cleaning. In the post-trip cleaning, it's like a peekaboo kind of thing. So they don't actually see both options of post-trip cleaning and unlimited. They might just see the unlimited. So in this situation, you only have one extra, $25 post-trip cleaning. Nobody wants to worry about that. When it's a nicer car, a lot of times by them seeing it, they'll choose it. And that's something I would do. So let's see, photos, details, guest instruction, location, delivery, extras, distance included. So again, this one, we're going from 300 to 350 just for the algorithm, just so we rank higher, so that we start also we start triggering part of that algorithm that puts us in a priority list or puts us on a new list of cars to advertise and market that it's available, and we rank higher than someone, well, when they're evaluating which one I should rank higher. One has 250 miles or one has 300 miles, one has 350. Well, price point, they've already put me on that list. And so let's rank this person higher because they get more, they offer more as far as the service. So that's the reason again for that. Distance included, we just did that one. And trip preference. Unfortunately, if your car's not TURO Go, and again, this is the reason why I suggest you should go TURO Go, is because at least you could do the settings. You don't have to do it through TURO Go. You don't have to leave your key. You can still hand off your key. You can still do the remote. You don't necessarily have to go through the process of TURO Go, but it's kind of nice when you can kind of have your settings at 5 minutes to 30 minutes and get really that priority booking for the last minute booking. And so, yep, that's 1 hour. I gotta look into this. Required longer weekend trips, nothing. So this one's already, I've done pretty much everything. The only real big change I made was the 5 mile radius to the delivery, and then the distance included to 350. So let's see how that works. Again, I'm gonna revisit this weekend so that this calendar starts booking up as well too. But this car does get last minute bookings, and so I do see that happening, and 1 day bookings as well too. So last but not least is a Chevy Tahoe. This one's usually doing good. It kind of bombed for the past 2 weekends, and I thought I was gonna use it. So in the past 28 days or 30 days or 4 weeks, I haven't been getting bookings, but I didn't really make any changes. As you see, now I have bookings. So maybe it's just the timing, but let's go through the settings now, and let's make sure everything's good to go. Pricing. Auto pricing, of course, on everything, $193 is what the set price is for here. I'm not going to change that. $214 is the price I had to go get by setting my pricing to Orange County, back at my home address over there. And see, if I save it, it'll ask me to do that. And so I'm just going to X out of there to not force me to do that. So 10% booking. I'm also going to make sure that I have the 30 days and the 1 week at 33%, just so that we can fish for that weekly rental for the holidays once again. I do have a rental for this one for December over in California. And let's see if I keep that. I'll make a decision this week so that they have ample amount of time to go and book another car. So what else were we gonna do? Oh, extras. Post-trip cleaning, $25. I should charge more, but I'll keep it the same. But there's no unlimited miles on this one too. Distance included, I believe this one was already set to 350. So we're gonna keep it there and see what happens. Should I go 400? I don't know if we should even go 400. Let's just leave it at 350 and keep it there. And hopefully these weekend bookings keep on coming in. But again, I'll watch this one as well too to see what else I can provide as far as extra value or better value, more services. Let's see, trip offer, again, I can't do the 1 hour booking, 1 hour booking. I can't do anything less than that, I don't think, but let's just double check. Nope. And if you're not doing instant book instantly, car location, delivery locations, guest locations, I have a theory that your car might not even be shown on the search results in most cases for most people, because people want instant book, they want instant gratification, and so does TURO. They went through all this, they went through the pitch, right? They went page to page to show them the catalog. Here's what it is. They know they're interested. Now they're going in, they put in their credit card information. They want to make sure that it's a done wrap. They don't want to have to do this over again. So I believe this is a trick right here. And it's going to be tricky for people who don't offer instant book. And a lot of times when I review back offices of other hosts and they're wondering why I'm not getting bookings, and it's like, your book instantly is not there. And I will say that there's some of you that don't want to do it. So that's a tough rap. This is something definitely you need to think about because it's a big part of this business. It's how I get a lot of my rentals. So that's pretty much it for running through the cars. I am going to make some other settings changes too that I don't usually make on video, and that's my availability, right? So I'm available from 6 to 8:30. Do I want to go available, always available? I kind of wanted to, just for, again, the algorithm. And if I do that, that means there's extra work for me, because at nighttime, the strategy is to up your price for that day, right? And I don't know if I definitely want to do that just yet. I will, again, spend the next 7 days really thinking about or planning that out so that I am available late at night if someone wants to book these cars. And I do believe that there's an opportunity there, but there's risk factor involved. Whenever I have had that in the past, it gets sketchy. There's been some sketchy situations. I've had the 7 Series stolen. Last time it got stolen, it got picked up in the middle of the night. And so we might want to evaluate that. But what I do want to do is I do want to increase the timing here based off of the schedule of planes that come in, right? So what I did want to do was I wanted to edit the hours. 6 o'clock seems pretty early, but I'm just gonna go to 5:30, right? And then for 8:30, for the PM, I'm gonna go to 11 PM, right? I was over there late at night and I did see cars coming in at 11 PM. I don't want to go past 11 PM, but who knows? I mean, I am usually at the gym at 11 PM, so let's just keep it at that. 5:30 to 11, let's go and save that. And then I don't have a way to change it all the way through, so I'm just gonna manually do this. And I'll do this as fast as I possibly can. 5:30, let's just go 5:30 and let's make it easy till 11:30. 5:30 to 11. Yeah, let's just do that, 11:30, perfect. 5:30 a.m. to 11, that way just less changes I need to make. Edit hours, and then we're gonna go 5 a.m. to, again, 11:30. So 5 to 11, so offering again more service for the value. 5 o'clock, edit hours, then again, we're just going 5, and then 8:30. Then we're just moving this one up to 11:30. There it is. It's not 24 hours, but I believe this should definitely present my listing to a whole lot more people, especially that late at night cars I get a lot of bookings in the middle of the night. Not for the middle of the night, but in the middle of the night, I can see that's when they come in. So people are on the platform, they are looking, they are searching, they are researching for their travels. Sometimes maybe that might be the only time that they're able to do it. Friday, let's go work overtime on the weekends during the holidays, 5 to 11:30. And then last but not least, let's see, Saturday, 5:30, Saturday, okay, perfect, Saturday. Last minute bookings is what I'm aiming for to grab, to snatch up, is a couple of late night bookings, last minute, whatever it is. They're having fun, they want to go out. My TURO go-karts here, here's another cool thing, right? My TURO go-karts can be picked up, returned anytime at my home location. Do I want that? No, I've had some bad luck with that. Again, that's the thing that happened, but it is something I'll be thinking about. Might be taking pictures. I might provide that, just depending. My address doesn't allow me to do that now, but in the future, I will look at getting this all set up where I have a location, it's well lit, cameras, everything, and people can really take pictures and really feel safe picking up a car at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is Vegas, you just never know. So those are my settings for the cars. Let me just kind of go through a few other things. I'll go through earnings, but let's look at some of the trips that I've gone through. Again, today, this car came back today, and I made some decent money off this one. I do have for Wednesday, which is nice. A car is going out. 2 cars are going out for Wednesday, and these are going out for pretty much the weekend. They'll come back on Saturday, and again, hopefully they come back on the right time on Saturday. When's this one? October 9th, 4:30, where I still get a Sunday rental, a one-day rental even, to clear another $100+ on that vehicle, which would make this weekend a great weekend. October should be amazing. These settings I really anticipate for the market to this month being the best month that I have. I'm down 1 car, so the numbers do look a little bit different. I've gotten rid of a few cars this year, so definitely I'm not looking at picking up any used cars. Do not pick up any used cars. Don't put used cars on the platform right now, especially right now. If you can see that there's a new inspection process part of the car. I don't know if you saw that, if you caught that, but there's an inspection process. And I'm going to tell you right now, inspection right here, safety inspection, nothing's due until the 22nd. Or June 30th of 2022, but I'll bet you they're using this as an excuse to squeeze out a lot of these other older cars. If you have a 2018 or 2017 and older, good luck to you, because these inspections are going to get crazy. It's not going to be an inspection sheet. They're going to make you go somewhere to one of their partners, featured partners, and they're going to look for anything, right? And they want the quality of the car to be up to a certain level. And these inspection places, when they are asked how to do it, remember, their business is on the line. They're saying this car is good to go. So they're checking a lot of things. So if you have used tires, different size tires, if you have anything that's off, if it's not to spec, they can fail you on these inspections. So just to share with you, just to show you, this market is going in a different direction. It's definitely going in the direction that I'm thinking that it's going. So it's time to get out of these cars, get into some new ones, get into a lease car, partner up with other people who have these new cars that are just sitting there. There's a ton of you. Unfortunately, the numbers aren't always work out. You definitely want to make sure that your monthly and your cost of this car is definitely a lot less than what you're bringing in. 33 to 40%, right, should be what you're landing at. But if you're wondering what your car can do in a partnership, maybe you do have the right type of car. For me, if it's not a Tesla, it'd be really difficult for me to choose, just because these cars are also, with parts being hard to get. I have my Jeep that's not on the platform. I'm waiting for parts. I can't get these parts. I've been waiting this whole year and last year for parts, and this is absolutely crushing my business. And so I'm doing everything I possibly can. I'm sharing it with all of you. If you're in Vegas, let's connect, because this Vegas market is gonna crush every other market out there. And if you're in a market that's similar, or you have cars that are a little bit on the luxury side, a little bit different than what somebody could go get at your local Enterprise or your local Hertz, well then really think about the services that you provide and how do you offer more and charge more. Because again, anything less than $178, the math doesn't make sense even if the car is out. If the car's out 8 days or less, that's every weekend. If it's out every single weekend and it's less than $178, I don't know what car payment really fits under there. I mean, your car payment would have to be $300. And if you're partnering up with somebody, that just doesn't make sense. So if your payment's around $500, $600, there's not much money to be made. You will sacrifice the quality of the service because it just can't be afforded. So till the next video, thanks for watching this one.